Was it a panic after a 7-5 campaign that Manny Diaz got fired from Miami? No need to fear now. Mario Cristobal is in the house, and I think it's only up from here if you ask me. Let's go and look at the Miami Hurricanes for 2022. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with a video today looking at the 2022 Miami Hurricanes. I'm looking forward to this preview. I think it could be actually pretty interesting. Going back to last year, also before I get into last year, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We do college football content, we do baseball, we do some basketball during the season, right? Just finished up the NBA Finals. So, yeah, congrats to the Warriors, I guess. But getting back to the 2022 Miami preview here, right? Going to go ahead and take a look at what they did this past season as we go through the ACC, starting with Clemson the other day. We continue our previews and trying to get as many Power 5 teams as possible throughout this offseason before we start in late August, early September, right? So take a good look here at what they did this past year. Obviously, opening up with my Crimson Tide, 44-13, the score there, but they bounced back with a good win over App State. They lost. They had some good losses at times, like to lose to Alabama, to lose to Michigan State. That's not bad. You beat. I don't even know who CCSU is. Coastal Connecticut, I think, is what I think. I looked that team up for some other team one time. I think it's like Coastal Connecticut, but you beat that team. Then you start to have some inexcusable type of games. You lose at home to Virginia by 2 points. Then you get a bye week. You lose to North Carolina. NC State you beat. You beat Pitt. Georgia Tech. Florida State you lost to. Virginia Tech, and then you beat Duke 47-10. And again, overall 7-5, 5-3 in the ACC, and they won their last 2 games of the year. I don't know what to make of the losses, though. I mean, Alabama, we could understand, right? I could understand Michigan State. I don't understand the Virginia. I could kind of understand North Carolina. North Carolina's a good team. Sam Howell's a good quarterback. Florida State's a rivalry. Really, the only inexcusable loss is Virginia on here that I see. Outside of that, do you think, like, is it possible that if they had beaten a team like Virginia, would Mario Cristobal still be at Oregon and Manny Diaz still have his job? I don't know. But again, 7-5, 5-3 in the ACC. They won their last 2 games. No bowl. I'm not sure what happened there. Did they opt out? Did they quit? What happened that they did not have a bowl game? Because, I mean, it's not even listed on here that it was canceled or rescheduled or anything like that. But they were above 500. They were a 500 team. A little bit above that. So no bowl game. I don't know. I don't understand. But that being said, we're not here to fully talk about last year. We're here to talk about this year. For they got to do better than a 7-5 record. I really think that it's only up from here with Mario Cristobal. And believe it or not, I'm fixing to pull it up, but I think that I would say that they got a pretty favorable schedule this year. Tyler Van Dyke comes in at quarterback. I think they bring back Charleston Rambo at receiving. But, I didn't do too much research into what they had coming back. But they open up with Bethune Cookman. I don't want to butcher that name. Um, then they have Southern Miss. Shout out to Mississippi Sports Show, to the top all the way, son. Uh, at Texas A&M, that's going to be a game to circle on the calendar, especially with the recruiting that Jimbo's doing with the number one class and everything, and just College Station. They already got some times out. That's going to be a 9 p.m. Eastern kickoff on ESPN on September 17th. Middle Tennessee, you get a bye week. Is it a little too early? Should you wait a week? I don't know. But coming off the bye week, North Carolina, Virginia Tech, Duke, Virginia, Florida State, at Georgia Tech, at Clemson, and then Pitt. Here's the thing. I really think that this team can develop, and I think the talent for Miami is there. I really do. And I think that, how do I want to put it? I'm kind of lost here, right? I think the talent is there in Miami. I think they have a good team. I think they have a good setup. I think it's leadership that they're lacking, honestly. And they have all these, they do have a lot of 5-star visits locked in pretty soon, believe it or not. I can look up and pull up real quick. Let's see. Currently, they are ranked 42nd with 6 commits for next year. They got a 4-star, right? But forget who they have coming in like the upcoming recruiting class. Let's look at what they did. As they signed a top 20 class, they had 14 commits, no 5-stars, but 10 4-stars come in. And I can pull this up before we get into their schedule, because I think recruiting, I say it's the bloodline of college football. You had Cyrus Moss. I heard a lot about him coming in from Las Vegas. He signs with Miami, 6'6", 220. Definitely helps on the defensive side of the ball. Mario Cristobal is a great recruiter, by the way, and especially on the defensive side of the ball and pass rush. I mean, remember Kayvon Thibodeau, who's now in the pro league. Nigel Kelly, is a 4-star defensive tackle. Jaleel Skinner is a 4-star from IMG. That's a top tight end that was a big pickup for him. He almost went to Alabama. He ends up going to Miami. They get a 4-star quarterback in Ja'Cory Brown. Chris Graves is a 4-star athlete. A lot of good 4-stars, and this is the right direction for where they want to go. I mean, they even got a 3-star offensive tackle here out of the state of Alabama from Pleasant Grove, and Inez Cooper. And they brought in some good transfers too. Akeem Masidor from West Virginia. Caleb Johnson is a linebacker from UCLA. A couple guys followed Cristobal, right? Jonathan Dennis, the interior offensive lineman, was a 4-star out of high school. He comes from Oregon. Antonio Moultrie is an edge from UAB. There's a lot that they brought in. Frank Ladson's a good receiver from Clemson. He goes to Miami. The talent is there for Miami, right? The talent is there. The question is, can Mario Cristobal work with that talent? I think he can. Now, it's going to take some time, right? Let's go ahead and preview what they have in their schedule, though, right? So here we go. So Bethune-Cookman, Southern Miss, at Texas A&M, Middle Tennessee. You get a bye week. It's perfect timing in the sense you got to go to Blacksburg, but before that, you got to play North Carolina. Mack Brown's a great head coach there, does a lot of great recruiting. You play Duke at Virginia, Florida State, at Georgia Tech, at Clemson, and then Pitt, right? So what are the first off, do I want to do let's do the possible upsets first, right? I think the obvious choices are two games. Texas A&M and Clemson. Those are the games you want to circle on your calendar. Could they go to College Station and play a really good close game? Clemson was able to pull it off a couple years ago as they had a home and home with the Aggies in Trevor Lawrence's freshman season. And then towards the end of the year, could they upset Clemson at Memorial Stadium? We'll see. By the time we get there, we'll know a lot about both of those teams, especially Clemson, who's coming off a 9-3 regular season, still won a bowl game. Clemson took a step back. I say they take a step forward. I already looked at Clemson. I look at Miami. I see them taking – I don't know if they're going to take a step back. That's the thing, right? And again – they went last year 7-5. I say it's only up from here with Mario Cristobal. Doesn't mean it's going to happen right away, right? Although I will say, and we'll get to it in a second, but I do think they improve. I think that they have a better season. I think that the Hurricanes can do better than a 7-5 record. Even if it's 8-4, it's improvement. You know, one of my sayings for myself is progress, not perfection. And I think that's kind of got to be the motto for Mario Cristobal and Miami, really any team in college football, right? Obviously. But I think especially for a program like this, like Miami's not a bad program. The early 2000s, mid-2000s, they've had some killer teams. And I don't think Manny Diaz killed the program. I don't think he did anything like that. He just wasn't up to the standard that Miami wants. I think Miami still has pretty high standards for this football program. I think in some ways that they want to win the ACC. They want to be like Clemson consistently wins the Atlantic Division and plays a different coastal opponent every single year. Miami wants to be the Clemson of the coastal and say, we'll challenge them every year. And they get to a point where they say, we can beat them this year, right? They want to consistently go off on the ACC. And I think they could do that. So, again, let's get back to this. They got a pretty favorable schedule. I think it starts out pretty good with two out-of-conference FCS type of opponents in Southern Miss and Bethune-Cookman. Then they got to go play the Aggies. Then they get Middle Tennessee. They get the bye week. We kind of went through the schedule. North Carolina at Virginia Tech, Duke at Virginia, Florida State at Georgia Tech, at Clemson, and then Pitt. It's favorable. It's doable. And the possible upsets start with Texas A&M and Clemson. Those are their games. I'm just going to go ahead and throw the prediction up here. I'm going to say they go 9-3, and their third loss is going to be North Carolina. I just think Mac Brown's that kind of a team. I think or that kind of a coach. It has that type of a team. I do expect North Carolina to take a step back. I don't know. Is it a disappointing first season for Cristobal if it's not 10 wins? I don't think so, but I think that if he does a little bit better than 7-5, which I got him 9-3, so by 2 extra wins this year, 6-2 in ACC play, by the way. I think it'd be a good first season. And like I said, it's only up from here what he can do with this program. Losses at Texas A&M, North Carolina at home, but I think that's very, very close. Like I see that could be an overtime. That could be a last-minute field goal. And it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm overhyping this team. Maybe I'm not giving them enough credit, and or maybe I'm overlooking North Carolina. I don't know. That's the thing. We don't know about any of these teams. In the offseason with college football, you can only make so many predictions and so many claims, and there's only so much news about a team in general that you could take and make an assessment of how a team's going to be. You know, you don't know until the games are played. But I'm going to stick to 9-3 this year in 2022 with what the Miami Hurricanes will ultimately do this year. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. He's got an amazing plan. Do me a favor. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more amazing sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media, checking out. Love y'all. Comment down below what you think about Miami this year. And I look forward to doing more of these throughout the offseason.